Hello everyone, we're back! It is now finally December. I know technically this is coming to you... Oh, hang on. No, I think it's December when this comes out. It's like the end of December, but woo! Anyway. I just got an investigation request off the board. So, and I've already seen the jackaroos around, so woo! So excited! I love the jackaroos. Little white boomers. Okay. So Nick isn't here, but he should be here tomorrow because tomorrow's a sunny day. I've had like 2 rainy mornings for the last 2 days. So, oh, also, what was I saying? Oh, I went, because it was raining yesterday morning, so I went and saw Jimmy, and he was selling, what do you call it? The advanced slingshot, so that's cool. Anyway, I need to go and... I made myself a new dirt printer, and we're gonna go and turn it into the advanced one so it doesn't break. I just feel like I need more tools. Like, I'd love like 10 of each, so I might just end up... Oop. Yep, okay, see you later. I might just end up doing that. No white boomers, fixing to decorate to the way to be done. I think it's Blazing Sun. I don't know, it's been a while since I've listened to that song. I don't think it's really played that much anymore, you know, which is kind of sad because that's our, like, Australian Christmas carol. But I keep saying Australia doesn't have a culture anymore. They're removing that. It's really sad. Because, like, the Australia that I knew growing up even, is not what Australia is now. We don't. Like, the only culture that we seem to have is when we, talk about how dangerous Australia is with the bugs and everything wants to kill us, but like living in Australia we don't have a culture. There's so many things that no longer are recognised as Australian or what Australians do. 10 bars. How many shards? 10 shards. Oh, I was right. I went down because I've been buying animals. Well, the one day that I played without you guys. And I was right. My dogs have been despawning. I don't know if that's new since the last update, because like they've been there for months. Like in that cage. They've been in that cage for months. Oh wait, I don't have enough money. And for some reason now they're despawning, like there's none in there today. Or yesterday I should say. So that's interesting. I've got my thing, my auto placer placing in all my ores because I had several thousand of each of them. So yeah. I love when it becomes December and they have all the Christmas lights out. I think I can pinpoint it by 2 specific things that makes Australia not Australia anymore, if that makes sense. So one is the fact that during my childhood we had so many American shows on the TV and all of the Australian ones, all our Australian classics, which we had like we had our own shows. There's so many from like the 80s and late early 90s that are no longer a thing. Like, the only thing we have is, like, Neighbours and, what is it called? Neighbours and Home and Away, which, that's trash. I'm talking about actually good ones. There was, like, Skippy and A Country Practice. When I was growing up, we had a couple of different... Well, there was one at least... I think it's called All Saints. It was, like, Blue Healer. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of crime and... medical shows, like dramas. Anyway, but like once you reached, I would say the early thousands, they just started to inundate the TV channels with all American TV shows. And that's fine, but like they got rid of all the Australian ones. So we're just, yeah, we don't really have TV of our own anymore. And there was a very big rise in political correctness that swept through Australia in the late 2000s, like, and so by 2010 it was like, oh, you can't say that. Oh, look, a bimmer. I wonder if you can tame them. I know you can't hit them because they're special, but it's okay. I should have brought a cage. Okay, at least I know where he is. Oh! Oh, it's up that way. Okay. But yeah, I just don't think Australia has an identity anymore. And I also do very much blame our politicians because they also don't want us to have an identity, you know? All our values as a nation are gone because our politicians don't have values. Even less so than they used to. You know what I mean? Like, politicians never really have values. It's, yeah. But our Prime Minister just got married recently. And they made a big to-do about, oh my gosh, the best Prime Minister who's ever been married while they're a Prime Minister. Do you know why that is? Because our Prime Ministers used to have to set an example about what Australian values are. And Australian values used to be married with kids. You know what I mean? It was like, you're a family man. Because that's what the average Australian is. And... yeah. I'm not going to say anything more about Anthony Albanese. Good old Tony. Oh, it's a sack! Yeah. I don't particularly like Con and I have talked about it pretty much the entire time we've been together, and I think if we had the chance, we would leave Australia. What's that? A festive pole. Great. So glad I got some more cherries too. Alright, oh. Elf ears. I think there's something, I think I need the elf shirt, because I got the pants, and the ears and the hat, and I don't think they have shoes. They might actually. I don't remember. But yeah, we would leave. Because unless something drastic happens in our leadership, our political leadership, Australia's just going to disappear. And I'm not even saying like it's America's fault, and essentially, I think it's Australia's fault. It's Australia's fault. Because most people are just too busy living their lives, so they don't stand up for things. The marches for Australia are called racist because people are saying we just don't want the flood of immigration that's been coming in. Like, pretty much everywhere in the world is dealing with the same issue. And just with the exact same response from the other side of the aisle. Oh, you're racist. You're xenophobic. You know, you have a problem with the religion of the people who are coming in. Yes. Yes, when that religion espouses that they are allowed to kill anyone who doesn't believe the same as them. Yes, I think I have a problem with that. Oh no. It's fine. Oh, I was hoping he'd have another one. Oh, I'll take this though. You know? Well, I ended up buying a smooth cassette from him yesterday. I didn't want to, but I don't think I've ever seen the smooth cassette before, so I was like, because I'm trying to save up for this, which is 20,000 licensing points, I mean. But, oh yeah, it sunk. But no, I don't. That's why the thing that Pauline Hanson did in Parliament the other day is what all Australians want her to do. It's kind of ridiculous that they think that she's the outlier. Oh, come on, stay up. That they think that she's just, you know, she's so crazy for doing that. They have told us we can't we can't bring the Australian flag into our own parliament. So there's that. And now the problem with Pauline Hanson is they don't like her because she is not a politician. You know what I mean? She has politician-esque vibes where everything's like a political statement and stuff. Fine. But like, she's not like them. You know? She's a normal human being who just wants to see the best for Australia. And see, my dogs are gone. It's okay, I'm gonna pull all this apart. Hello. I wanna try and catch that boomer. These are expensive. No wonder where all my money's going. I never even look at the price. So I've got all my chickens. I still got 3 wombats to go, and I think 1 more pleep. Let's see. Animals. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I need 1 more pleep. 3 more. Anyway, we're gonna go and try and catch this boomer. But yeah, she doesn't act and think like them. She can't be coerced into doing what they want, and she's an independent, so she really does stand on the whim of those who support her, the actual Australian people, because that's the only way she'll get anywhere. And she's growing in popularity, which I've always liked Pauline Hanson. I think she's great. She's actually been thrown in prison for going against the political norm back in the day. Anyway, but she tried bringing forward a bill to ban face coverings, and that included the burqa. Which, oh, you can't say that. Oh no. And she cited, where did that boomer go? Wasn't he here? Am I losing my mind? She cited, public safety and what do you call it? Like, the security of the nation. Which, yes, if you can walk in anywhere and have your entire face covered, that does seem like an issue with national security. That's the phrase I'm looking for. And they went, oh, you're so racist, you can't even take, like, they wouldn't even let her bring forward her motion, her bill, which all she had to do was, and like, what do you call it? Not announce it, but she had to say, this is a bill I'm proposing. Propose it, I guess. So that it's brought before the Senate and the Parliament or whatever. I don't know all the phrases, I loosely follow it because I need to know what's going on in my own country. Anyway. So they refused to let her bring it forward and all this type of stuff. So she left and she came back in wearing a burqa, which is a full head to, I think, ankles covering. And oh my goodness, you would think that she came in with an AK-47 or something, the way they reacted. It was ridiculous. She wasn't allowed to say anything because that's what they do to her. She's not allowed to defend herself or speak, but they're allowed to verbally abuse her. And all she got was, "You're racist, you're homophobic, blah 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 blah." Oh, this is that. They were literally screaming in the chambers. They were screaming at her. It was ridiculous, and she's just sitting there because she can't do anything back. She's not allowed to. And it's very much one rule for them and another for you guys, and it's always been that way. That's why I personally have not been voting for the top political parties, because they have too much power and it needs to be broken up. But yeah, this is my rant for the day. So she was banned from the Senate. I think it was for a week. And oh my goodness, they couldn't continue that day. They had to like take a break because it was so distressing. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? Like, the people who are supposed to be running our country are just like, "I'm too offended. I can't work today." Like, you would... I really feel like if I thought I could take the social pressure, I should go into politics, because at least I'd be like, "You're ridiculous." Anyway. Yeah, so that's what's happening in Australia, and I applaud her. I think it takes guts. I think she should have actually had someone come in wearing the exact same outfit as her with the burqa over, and then when they got all outraged, pull it off and be like, "Ha, it's not even Pauline Hanson, but yous wouldn't know, would yous? Because her face was covered, morons." And the funny thing is, I don't get it, because Europe has banned it. Europe has banned the full face things. Because you can't recognize someone when their face is covered. Say they go in and they murder a bunch of people, but they're wearing a burqa, so you don't know who they are. They could be anyone, and that's the whole point. They're faceless. Even if someone's just wearing like something covering the lower half of their mouth, you can tell by their hair, you can tell by their eyes. But I don't even know what people want us to. It's so unreasonable, some of the things they expect us to just be okay with. I think I still need keys over here. Oh, maybe not actually. Actually, I think I don't. Man. But yeah. I think honestly, I would leave. I love my country, but I refuse to sit here and live through the horror that will come if we don't fix ourselves. There's so many of the plunks. Is that what they're called? Because there was one, I don't know if it was there today, but there was one down near Irwin's. But oh, fudge! I need to go and buy the animals. Yeah, there was one down there near the residential area yesterday, just swimming in the river. And now there's one here today. But finding a chicken? Yeah, no, it's not happening. Okay, let's go get my heli, because I'm going to need at least 2 of them. Yeah, anyway. I get very upset. And I think the anger is there to stop the heartbreak. Why do I always cry? Why do I always cry on these videos where I'm talking to you guys? The heartbreak of seeing my country change so badly in my lifetime. And I'm not old, you know what I mean? I make jokes about how old I feel, but I'm only 34. Like, I'm 34. Well, I think I just turned 34 by the time this video comes out. And for your country to change so completely in about 20 years is horrifying. I need to bleep. Oh, hang on. I don't remember what names I've got. Pearl Penny. P names. Do I really have to Google this? It seems so simple, and then it's not. Go with Paige. Oops. Oh, I forgot I already had the P. But yeah, it's very heartbreaking. I've never once been like, I hate my country. I hate what it's become. I will admit that I hate. I hate the way we are. Valentina. Oh, Vanessa. Oops. Because I don't think it's what most people want. We don't want the way Australia is to be the way Australia is. But we don't really have power. I don't think any of the people of their own country really have the power they think they should have. Because, like, let's be honest. You can riot and stuff. But you can't do anything unless someone in the policy-making department does something. Yeah, no, he must have moved up river today. But we'll go and see Clover. I think most of the nations around the world, I know that the UK is going through it at the moment. I know that Ireland is going through it. And I just don't want it to end that way. And I'm scared it is. I can't even, like, explain how fearful I am. Because with all seriousness, we are very isolated in Australia from the rest of the world. It's always been like a good thing, in my opinion, because it would take a lot of effort to come and try and take over Australia. And oh, Sublima. Do you reckon I can catch him? I really should go get one of those things and domesticate him. I doubt I can though, because he's Santa's. Oh, did I? There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. Cool. Alright now. I think they just give you cherries or something, don't they, when you deliver them? Let's get a cage. Let's get a cage. No, I'm scared for my country. And like, the only thing that's keeping us from leaving is A, our financial situation, and B, my family. I don't know, because I've got elderly parents and I would be scared to leave them. Because I don't think I'd ever forgive myself if something happened because I left. Dude, can you go back the other way, please? Go back. Yep, no, yep. Get in the cage. No. Ah! Back. No. There it is. I can't pick it up. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I think that there are a lot of Australians who feel the same. I think it's why so many Australians also like Donald Trump, like the conservative Australians. I don't necessarily like him. I just think, like the first time I thought he was never going to get in. I thought that's ridiculous. There's no way they're going to vote in Donald Trump. And then they did, and I was like, oh, okay. And I just was always of the belief that he's a businessman. What's he doing politics? But then he actually did really well, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm wrong. And that was fine, like, prove me wrong. I don't care. But this second run, I was like, in my opinion, I don't think he should have run. I think he should have endorsed someone else because I feel like he's too old. He needs to relax in his old age and maybe just do more of an what's that word? Like an advisory type role. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it. But, you know, he's voted him in, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I don't understand these people who are having absolute meltdowns. Especially in Australia, like, get over it. I would get it if you're in America because you actually have to live under him, if that makes sense. But in Australia, like, get over it. Because our Prime Minister doesn't like him, so he's not doing anything he says. For goodness sake, it took how long for him to actually meet with him? And by that time, Trump's like, I don't even know if I have time for you, dude. Which, honestly, I respected him for that. Like, no, you don't... I don't know. I don't know what's happening to the world. The fact that Donald Trump is the answer to problems is kind of funny. There's the boomer. Oh, was I on the wrong side? I might have been on the wrong side. The track of the divide. Alright, I'm gonna pull all this apart, I think. Oh, should I domesticate them? We'll create this signal and I'll head back, get some crates. Cool tower. We'll get 3 of them, I think. I don't know where I'm gonna keep them while I'm changing up the area. One. Boy! Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna keep. Let's... pick all this up. Just gonna like fence them off, I think. I don't usually like talking about politics either, because I want my channel to be free of it, but it's almost gotten to the point where you have to say stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm sorry guys, you're just going to stay in the crates for a bit. Okay. Because I kind of want... Did he escape? Yeah. I kind of want to do like sections with entryways and stuff for it. If I let these out, will they attack me? Probably. Yep. Don't hit me. One down. Yeah, the UK's a mess, and that makes me sad, because the UK was always one of the places that I would have moved to in a heartbeat if given the chance. But looking at it now, I'm glad I'm not living there, that's for sure. I'm just gonna spend the rest of the episode pulling this apart, I think. But the people are fighting back, it just... I don't think it's too late either. I think it would be too late if the people weren't trying to fight back, but they are. And that's the important thing. You've got to fight back. Politicians think that they run everything and they own everything. The politicians are there for us. Paid for by us. They wouldn't have a job without us. They need to remember that. And I'm so sick of being treated like we're stupid children who don't... Oh, you just don't understand. The people need to understand that such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such. No. Don't tell me. I probably know my history better than they do at this point. Like, don't even start. Oh. I'm getting there. Getting full up. The cat's acting like they're dying. In the last hour, I've seen them come back to their food bowl like 8 different times. Because we lock them downstairs in the laundry because they can't be trusted overnight. And like, oh, I'll pull up. And when you let them out in the morning, they act like they haven't been fed in like 3 days. Oh, yeah. But they get fed most times twice a day. And the only reason I say most times is because I only don't feed them if their bowls are like full. I don't believe in filling up their bowls just because it's that time of day. Though they think that it should be filled every single time. It's kind of like I just make sure they always have food to eat. You know? That's how it is. I don't think any... Oh, the torches can fit in, but not these. Well, Crocos got out and started killing. They woke up and chose violence. I just remember going to school and they were like, Australia's a melting pot. We've got all these cultures. And I hate when they say things like that. Oh, well, we're filled with all these different cultures. So they should just be allowed to exist and do whatever the fuck they want. Pardon my language. And that's where I have a problem. I don't know if people know this or not, but when we had all those Europeans come after the Second World War to replenish our population, they were told, you are Australian first. You will learn English. You will love the country that you're in. You're not just... Like, we have religious freedoms. There's no denying that. And I have no problem with that. Because once you start restricting things, it becomes a problem for everyone involved. But, like, you can't just change the country you're in just because of your religious beliefs. That's not how it works. Don't come to a different country saying how we need asylum because our country is so horrible and then be like, but we want it to be exactly the same here than it is at our country. You know the country we fled because it's so awful? Yeah. Energy. Yeah. They were allowed to come and we welcomed them, but they were told to be Australians because that's where you lived. You had to adopt the Australian way. That's why we, like, most countries have, like, a little Italy and a Chinatown, stuff like that, where they all move to and their culture is there and they can speak amongst themselves in their natural tongue, you know? But we were always taught that in public you speak English and in your home you speak, you know, you could speak your own language basically. But you're Australian first. Because my family's not, we weren't We weren't settlers. My family's German, you know. We came to Australia, I think. One side of the family has been here since pretty much the beginning. The other side, well, that was the English side. And then the other side, which is the German side, they emigrated in the late 1800s, I think. They were German. And the other side I'm not so sure about. Because my dad's side doesn't really... They don't really keep track of all that, whereas Mum's side did. So we know more about our history from Mum's side. I hate this overgrownness in here. Okay. I don't know. I think I say I'm fully Australian because even though I have such a detailed heritage, I don't have an allegiance to Germany or England or, you know what I mean? Like I was born and raised Australian. My parents were born and raised Australian. My grandparents were born and raised Australian. So, very much Australian. Then when I get to great-grandparents, I know at least on one side they were German. But like, I don't know. I just don't get it. You know? If you're coming to a country and you've chosen to move there, why don't you feel that allegiance to that country? That's all. I don't know. I just, because like, most people move because they like it, for whatever reason, or because of asylum. And either way, shouldn't you feel a love for that country then? Doesn't that make sense? Because if you're fleeing the nation that was persecuting you for whatever reason, shouldn't you then love the country that's accepting you? I don't know. I need to wait till... Hang on, let's take off the stopwatch actually. I forgot, I have to wait for late. I just feel, as someone who was born and raised in Australia, very offended as an Australian when people come in and want to change everything and take advantage of it. We have a lot of people who are milking our system, and it's made it so that Australians who were born here can't get the services that are designed for us, who pay taxes and everything. I had leukemia as a child, and I had free healthcare throughout all of that. And like, yeah, there was wait times, of course there was. But we never once had to pay anything, apart from for like the medicine, which makes sense. But like, not the medicine, like if we had to take a prescription, the medicines in the hospitals was always free. But like, I had that, and that's a pretty intensive medical situation to go through. So I was under treatment for over 3 years, like intensive treatment. 3 years, and none of it cost anything. We were seen in just go with one. Relatively fast time. You know what I mean? that was in the 90s, obviously. And so I had to, so that my treatment lasted 3 years. And then for most of the rest of my life, I have had regular doctor's visits and visits to the hospitals where they had to do the various tests to double check that A, the cancer wasn't back, and B, that there was no side effects from, because I had a very experimental treatment that they offered my parents, which worked. And yeah, all of that was free. And throughout into adulthood, my life, I had to do regular visits to the doctors / hospitals for tests and everything. And all free. No problems whatsoever. You'd kind of just set up an appointment, and it may be like 3 months down the track, but you'd have an appointment. In modern Australia, contemporary Australia right now, I have to pay $90 to visit my doctor. Now, that may not seem much, but that's every visit. Every visit I have to pay that. And most times when I go to the doctor, it's just like this minor thing is wrong, and I'm kind of worried, so can you tell me if I'm just being stupid or not? You know what I mean? That's the type of sicknesses I have, or illnesses, problems. And apart from the one serious one that I currently am going through. But I can't even go to the doctor because I can't get into the doctor. And this is nothing new. We are so flooded. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that. We'll just leave like that platform there. And oh, who was it? One of the politicians. I think it might have been actually Albanese. But he's like, I'm bringing in all these things so that more people can go to the doctor for free. And that didn't go down well. What he just said, like, oh, you're so generous. More Australians can go to the doctor for free? Oh, you're so generous. Like, are you kidding me? It used to be that your taxes went to the public services and the average Australian got to feel like they got their money's worth. But not anymore. And the worst part is, like, the politicians, they can just vote to have their pay increased. And it happens. They're just like, oh, we don't get paid enough, so we're just gonna hold a voting, oh, what would you call it? We're just gonna vote and see if everyone else agrees that we should get a pay rise. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, pay rise, yep, pay rise, totally. We need a pay rise. We are not paid enough. That 100,000+ a year is not enough for the really small. They should be writing that, right? I'm sorry, you'll have to stay in there. But yeah, the amount of times through my lifetime that the politicians have given themselves a pay increase just because they think they deserve it. Astronomical. It's ridiculous. Okay. So I'll probably come tomorrow and, like, level this. What? Who's chasing me? Who's chasing me? Okay. Oh, there's a crocker right there. it's been a very ranty episode, and I hate myself for it, but I feel heartbroken, I think is the best way to describe it. I feel heartbroken. Like, I don't see this being Australia anymore. It's politician land, you know? And I think that most Australians agree that we don't hate people for wanting to come to Australia to live, or because it's safer than their own country. We don't fault people for that. We just don't want our politicians to take that and use that for their own gain, because that's what they do. They bring these people in. And who's not going to vote for people who bring them into a country and give them all the free stuff? Because that's also the problem. They get free healthcare. They get a house to live in, a car. In some cases, they actually get a job handed to them. Though, from what I've read and seen, they just get things for free because I don't even know. I don't even understand what the reasoning is that these people deserve the stuff that Australians can't even get for free. Poop. All of this. Yeah. Because I can tell you right now, I don't have any council who's like, here, you can just have your house for free. Which is what's happened in Victoria. They're giving non-Australians free houses. It's baffling. It's very baffling. And on top of that, like, just like most of the world, we're in a housing crisis. There are no houses to go around. And I feel that, like, people are blaming landlords. And I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. Because it's not the landlords. The landlords are not the ones stifling houses being built. The landlords are not the ones who control the level of difficulty it takes to build a house. And, like, don't get me wrong, I don't particularly like developers. I think they buy up a huge plot of land, stick 7,000 houses on it with no backyard, tiny roads, and then be like, well, you better pay us 400,000 for this. No, it's not even 400,000 anymore. It's like 600,000 for the pleasure of living right on top of everybody else. And I go down there regularly to these new housing developments, and because the house is so expensive, there's like eight people living in it, like 4 couples. And so there's 8 cars, and they're all over, because the house only comes with a double garage. And so there's 2 cars inside, and then 6 all over the footpath / road. And this is at like every second house. And so those roads are already too small for such a overcrowded area is shrunk even more because so many people cannot afford the houses they're moving into. And, like, most of them aren't the ones who bought it. Someone bought it and is renting it out. You know? But that's the state of everything right now. I'm so sad. I just made myself more sad in this episode. Let's put this back on our soul. Go through the entire day tomorrow without turning it back on. Do I have money? Yes. You see, Pam? He has the little golden bars on the table. Wonder if he's gonna add to that. Like that. Buy that. Most people just want to live their lives in peace. And when you constantly feel like you're struggling against your own government to fix things that shouldn't have even been broken in the first place, you know? It's very hard to build a house in Australia. There's so much red tape. And on average it takes about 2 years to get a house built from scratch. I would really like the glider, please. I'm so glad I got some more dice. Yeah, 2 years, and that's because the government and the councils like to tie the developer up with red tape. Anyway guys, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna go and have a little cry and come back in the next episode and hopefully be a lot more cheerful. But this is the state of the world and the state of Australia and how I feel about it personally. I'm sorry if you didn't want to hear that for the entire episode, but I'm sorry. See you next time.